Hey guys, so finally back, and no, it's been like about 3 or 4 weeks since I've last uploaded, and I did go traveling, and I did try to, get that quick update for you guys when I got back. But then, when I got back, everything changed, and I wasn't able to, make food or anything because I was actually going from like hotel to hotel for like, virus reasons and stuff. So I literally had to be there for like about 2 weeks and barely got back home. And I also had to do a lot of other things that happened the next week after that. Excuse me. So I kind of wanted to explain to you guys what I was doing during, my trip a little bit better. And then, these past weeks. And then I will go ahead and, pretty much get that full update for you guys. And then, of course, the weight and stuff like that as well. So basically on the first week I went to travel, I was eating whatever I wanted, but I was trying to stay healthy, of course. So I was mainly just eating sunflower seeds, pistachios, and dark chocolate. And then and that's just because I had like a big bag that I had pre-made before I went on the trip, and I was just eating that whenever I was like hungry or whatever on the road. And then other times I was eating a Subway salad, and then, like a burger from Wendy's, of course, bunless and whatnot. So for the most part, I wasn't eating carbs too much other than the nuts and, no Cokes. I was making sure to stay pretty hydrated as well. And then I think whenever I got back, I weighed around 125. So, of course, I did eat pizza one night of that week as well, so it definitely like had water retention because it was pretty close to whenever I got back. So then after I got back the second week, whenever I was going from hotel to hotel, since I wasn't able to make food, but I did pre-made some food, I was able to kind of eat, just like meats, so just like chicken, salads from restaurants, and of course some burgers without buns. But then, of course, as I ran out of like the healthier options that I had pre-made, then I started eating more carbs. So then I started, of course, eating regular burgers, and I ate pizza again. And then I also eat like a little bit of ice cream and cereal and stuff like that. However, during that week, I also fasted for 3 days. So it actually kind of counterbalanced that, and I was also able to maintain my weight at 125 that week as well. And so that during that time, I literally was like super stressed out, barely got home to just have sleep. I was so exhausted. I was just moving around throughout the day, trying to see where we're going to stay at for that day. I didn't really get much of any work done, and I was definitely sitting around a lot because, I was waiting around in the car. So it was kind of like the first week of where I was just in the trip, except this time I wasn't eating nuts and a little bit more carbs. But because I did fast, it kind of helped me to counterbalance the calories, the amount of calories that I ate and stuff like that. And then during that week, at the end of that week, I actually got an injury on my shoulder. So then basically it's AC joint, so it's like the acromial clavicular joint, and it's basically just like the little ligament that connects those two. And so I was, of course, usually when I get injuries, it's only because of the equipment. It's usually I have to like reach too far with like heavy weight, and that's kind of what the same thing happened. So it kind of has happened to me before, but with something else, and this time it was on my shoulder. And it really sucked because this next week, the third week, I literally had to do so much hard like labor, and because of the hard labor, like it was so hard to do certain movements, of course, because of my injury. And so I really had to like make sure that I was being careful not to hurt myself and not to like irritate it. But it was definitely being irritated by the end of the night because I was so exhausted of like working full days of like trying to fix up like the place that we were going to be staying at. So that's what we were doing. We were like fixing the walls and painting, and it was just so bad for like my arm. So I was just getting attacked by mosquitoes, so I had to move. Actually, ants and mosquitoes. But yeah, so like basically during this third week I had to do a lot of physical activity throughout the whole day, and it was just like really hard for, you know, just having a shoulder injury as well, because it's a lot of arm work going up and down. But because the way that I work with it is that I know what I can and cannot do, so I obviously test all my range of motions, so the directions of your arms, seeing which ones I could do. And so the things that I could do was definitely like pulling motions, lifting, but I actually could not just be like pushing anything or like pushing inward with my hand. So pretty much like I just kept to those, and I was able to help obviously and like do a lot more just knowing that. And I obviously did do some activity as well, so that was actually like full activity. And so by that week I was actually eating definitely like everything carbs for the most part, and I definitely got off like keto for like that whole week because I didn't have time to make food. I wasn't able to like really go anywhere, make decisions. I was so exhausted, and I literally just like didn't really care at that point because I was so tired, and you know, just wanted food. So I was just like, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. So basically went to like, it like went from the first, second week, third week, you know, going up in the carbs. But that was actually a good thing because I did it in a gradual motion. I wasn't like gaining a whole lot, and because I was also increasing my activity like during the day slowly as well, that actually really helped as well with like maintaining my weight. So by the end of that third week I did get up to like 126, so I gained 1 pound, but it wasn't too bad because I was eating whatever. And obviously like today, so this is barely like my second day going back into keto, obviously lost like my water weight back down, so now I'm back at 123 pounds. So that's already 3 pounds gone already just from water. So I mean, like I said, it wasn't a big deal to even gain that much as long as I didn't end up back where I started from when I started my cut. But you know, 125, 126 definitely not anything big deal for me, at least, especially because I knew, you know, a lot of it was water weight. So now to the activity levels. Like on my first week I was sedentary, however I was hiking. So when we did do something, it was pretty good high intensity like cardio type thing, definitely going up high mountains and stuff. And so, you know, the elevation and everything definitely exhausts you. So I did do you know, I think about like 3 weeks during those times. But the times that I was like really sedentary, where I didn't like get anything at all, like no hiking was done, and we were just sitting in the car, like when we were in a hotel, I literally made sure to do, you know, some strength exercises. So I did like a 40-minute just body weight strength exercises, and I just did that, you know, mainly on my lower body, and for the most part anyways. And I did like full body on one day too. But yeah, that's basically what I did. So it was only like 3 days that I did like hotel body weight workouts. And then the second week, since we got back, I tried to stick to that. So I did maybe like, I would say an hour worth of cardio that week. And then I just did you know, some of my strength, but I only did like 3 days as well on that week. So barely anything, but I basically just added cardio, if anything, during that week. And then oh my god, I am really like talking a lot in this video. So yeah, like the third week, I literally like was pretty much not doing any exercise. However, I was full day exercising by, you know, working. So since I was doing physical work, I was lifting things and moving things and standing and walking all day long. Like I literally did not get a break. So because of all of that activity, like still balanced out with everything that I was eating, so I didn't really gain too much of anything. So that really helped out a lot, just because I was so active without having to exercise. So then now now that we're starting, I'm getting back to where I was, but I actually did add a couple minutes of cardio. So now I am going to be doing, instead of doing like every day after my strength exercises, my plan is just to be doing 4 days of 20-minute cardio for right now. We'll see how that goes. Yesterday I did pretty well, and I did already like lose obviously some weight, so I don't know if that's just all water weight or if it just did help that I did do more activity. I definitely walked a little bit more than I usually do. Still 30 minutes of walking is what I usually do every day, but I am going to be trying to add maybe like another 30 minutes extra to the whole week. So so instead of 6 days 30 minutes 30 minutes 30 minutes, it's gonna be all 30 minutes 6 days, and then another extra 30 minutes on top of that, just kind of get started. And then I am also trying to decrease my calories. So normally throughout that whole like week, I did track like 1 or 2 times, and I always end up at 2,300 because this is naturally what I tend to eat whenever I'm eating like whatever I want. So I ate 2,300 calories for those 3 weeks, and then yesterday I ate about like 1,900 calories. I did drop weight, so I'm gonna try and keep it around there, 1,800 on my like lower days for right now, and then we'll see if I still lose weight. And if I do, then obviously I'm gonna keep it as high as I can. So it's just really awesome that just doing a 3-week break really made a big difference, to where I could actually eat more on my deficit as well. So of course I am going to be updating you guys a little bit on kind of like how my physique looked while I was doing the first 2 weeks at least, and then soon I'll try and update you guys again on my progress as well. I do plan on getting a video out soon, hopefully, about like binge eating and stuff like that. It's probably going to be a long video, but I mean, I'm definitely going to throw in a lot of tips that helped me, what happened, my experiences, stuff like that, so you guys can kind of get like a backstory of how this type of thing happens, and then how to kind of practice on getting out of it. And so yeah, that's just basically what that video is probably gonna be about, but hopefully soon I will get to it. And yeah, I guess I'll just see you guys next time, and thanks for watching this video if you made it this far, because I know it was a good long video. So really appreciate you guys, the ones that stay and watch all my videos to the end. So yeah, thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next video.